Good evening. No, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and this is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. And before I get started, I want to say thank you to everyone who saw my created meme of Jesus be like with Roman Reigns saying, "Acknowledge me," because that's what the Lord was thinking at the time. I wanted to do something funny for entertainment, just for laughs. And I respect that everybody has their own beliefs and things of that nature. And I respect that there may be some atheists who support me. You never know. And I have to respect that. But I just wanted to do something in humor and just something for laughs and entertainment. And that video got a couple of likes. So thank you guys so much for that. Especially you, C Nation Dog. Thank you guys for commenting on that. I really appreciate that. And I hope you all had an amazing Christmas. I know I did. And of course, I hope those of you who believe in it, and I respect those that don't, but for those of you who did, thank you for helping me acknowledge him. But either way, let's get down to business today because we got some real interesting stuff to talk about. Today is December 27th, 2 days after Christmas. And fun fact, four people have the same birthdays. Of course, you have Chyna, and two of my favorite matches of hers are Chris Jericho from 1999 Survivor Series, as well as Jeff Jarrett at No Mercy 99. So, God rest her soul. Also, you have Queen Zelina Vega. I'm just going to do that. But Queen Zelina Vega also shares a birthday today. But today I want to talk about two guys. And those two guys, after those two honorary mentions, those two guys are Goldberg and Cesaro. And I want to start first off with my four favorites from Cesaro. And I know there are many great matches that he had, but let's start with the underrated, unappreciated, great talents that this industry has, Cesaro. And we start at number 4 with Cesaro versus Sheamus at Clash of Champions, I believe 2016. And it was a great match. The thing that made the match so special is they brought their best. It was very epic. The crowd was into it. They were chanting, "This was awesome." And I know what you're thinking. There wasn't really a finish to that match because both men ended up getting double counted out, which ended in a no contest because both men had seemingly injured themselves. But that aside, the match in itself was amazing. And regardless of who would have won that match would have been 5 stars to me. At number 3, we have Cesaro in a victorious match against Seth Rollins from WrestleMania of this year. I really enjoyed that match. That match really helped grow Cesaro more. And the thing I really enjoyed was watching Seth get a headache. I mean, I will never forget how he carried Seth Rollins over his shoulder and swung him around. Now, keep in mind, he had already did the Cesaro swing that night. But to have him over his shoulders and just swing him and then continue to do it with no arms, just his shoulders, was one of the most iconic moments in WrestleMania history, in my opinion. One of the newest iconic moments. And of course, Cesaro won that match, defeating a world champion in Seth Rollins. At number 3, this one was amazing. We have Cesaro versus Dragunov at NXT UK Takeover. Oh my goodness. Do I need to say more? I will say it like this. If you have not seen this match, pull it up. Pull it up. You gotta see it. If you have not seen it, you just gotta see it. It was amazing, and just I don't have enough words for that match. All I can tell you to do is look it up. It is just that good. It's so good I don't have words. Number one, this match really helped put Cesaro on the map, and that was his victory at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at the first ever Battle Royal of WrestleMania 30. Of course, you can't talk about him, Cesaro, without talking about that match. And one of the things that made that match special was the ending when Cesaro hoisted the Big Show over his shoulder and threw him over the top rope, eliminating the Big Show and being the last guy standing in that match, winning the Andre Memorial Battle Royal and the trophy, which must have been heavy. But that match really helped put him on the map, and it made him the guy to see. Now, I know he's had a lot of great matches, but I had to do something really big because I did not know today was Goldberg's birthday. But starting with Cesaro, those are some of my top four favorites. And moving forward, let's go to another person whom I just learned earlier this morning has a birthday today, and that's Goldberg. So he's next. Starting at number 4, we have Goldberg versus DDP at Halloween Havoc 1998. As we all know, in WCW, Goldberg was undefeated for almost a year, or probably over a year, but I know he had a heck of a streak. And this was during his streak. His streak was on the line along with his World Heavyweight Championship against DDP. DDP becoming the number one contender after War Games, Fall Brawl. But it was an amazing, amazing match. Both men showed great resilience and both men hit their best moves. And despite all of that, Goldberg was victorious. And after the match, Goldberg showed DDP great respect, and it was well earned. At number 3, this was when Goldberg won the World Heavyweight Championship from Hulk Hogan on an episode of Nitro in 1998 in my former hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, where WWE's Day 1 will be this year. But that time it was at the Georgia Dome. It was Hogan versus Goldberg. And despite interferences from fellow members of the NWO, Goldberg finally ended Hogan's reign and became not just the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, but retained his United States Championship, which meant he held both titles at the same time. And that was great to watch also. And keep in mind, Hogan was the guy everyone wanted to see dethroned at the time because he was just, it was almost like he had a mafia group, an unstoppable mafia group, and the new world order. Moving on to number 2, we have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20. Now, I know what you're thinking. A lot of people didn't really care for that match at first, but I thought it was very entertaining. And of course, it also helped, that Stone Cold Steve Austin was the special guest referee for that match at WrestleMania 20 in Madison Square Garden, New York City. This would also be both men, Brock and Goldberg's, last match in WWE for quite some time. Brock, after losing the match, would take an 8-year hiatus, going to play NFL, and then going to be a UFC competitor before coming back in 2012. Goldberg would go on to produce a couple of movies and come back to another match with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series 2016, a match that was very, very short and caught us all by a happy surprise. But either way, the match between Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar was very exciting. And I think the fans were more upset not because they thought the match wasn't good, because I thought it was, but I think they were upset because they were leaving. And keep in mind, there was a "You Sold Out" chant raining throughout Madison Square Garden. So I enjoyed that match, and of course, Stone Cold, the special ref, was left last man standing after stunning both guys. But either way, it was a great match. Last but not least, my number one favorite Goldberg match was Goldberg versus the great one, the People's Champ, The Rock, at Backlash 2003. Long story short, Goldberg, like a lot of great competitors, was one of those guys who made his Raw debut after WrestleMania. And Goldberg was one of those Raw after WrestleMania guys. And he came in and speared The Rock after the Rock Appreciation Night, setting them up to be built up for that match. And the match was good. It was really good. He even stole The Rock's move. However, The Rock was not without offense, putting on the rock bottom and other moves as well, including the sharpshooter. And also, it was a very mixed reaction that night because even though The Rock was heel, he was still a favorite to many. And Goldberg, of course, was everyone's top favorite at the time coming in. But nonetheless, that was an amazing, amazing match between both guys. And Goldberg's victory over The Rock was a match that lived up to the hype, in my personal opinion. And it was one of those matches that, while we never got a rematch for it, we do appreciate that it happened at all. So, what do you think about this list? What was your favorite Cesaro match? What was your favorite Goldberg match? Let me know in the comment section below. And I will also present you with a fun fact. Goldberg said earlier this year he would have loved to have had a match with Cesaro. And of course, even Goldberg said that Cesaro is one of the most underappreciated men in our industry. And he truly, truly is. Truly is. And hopefully, with him being on SmackDown now, we can see more great action from him, because you want every star on your roster to be the best. Otherwise, people are going to get bored. But nonetheless, those are my top favorite matches from both men. What do you think? What was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified on all things from the Danny channel. But until next time, I hope you guys have an amazing last couple of days of 2021 as we prepare to go into 2022. Hope you had an amazing year. Hope you had a great Christmas. Some of you still have leftovers. I know I still have leftovers from 2 days ago, but hope you guys had a great time. And I'm looking forward to doing more next year and this Friday. So I'll see you then. Have a great week, folks.